Good evening. Welcome to California Today. I'm David Lamb. Here's a look at some of today's top stories. Details emerge in Southern California's bar shooting incident. Authorities uncovered the motive. A painted toilet left outside a mall. The mysterious object sparked a bomb threat warning and an arrest. After-school Satan clubs creating controversy on some public school campuses. Community leaders calling them an overt attack on Christians. An ex-cop gunning for his wife. The motive uncovered at a cherished community bar in Trabuco Canyon Wednesday night. The former policeman took 3 lives. NTD's Christina Corona has the latest on what happened.
The Orange County Police Department identified the gunman as John Snowling, a former Ventura Police Department sergeant. Upon his arrival to Cook's Corner Bar, Snowling had targeted his estranged wife, who was a regular at the restaurant on Santiago Canyon Road.
We believe he had 2 firearms in his possession. He then went directly to his wife, who was within the business portion, the interior portion of Cook's Corner.
Witnesses stated they do not believe there was any argument that ensued between him and his estranged wife, Marie Snowling.
He drew a weapon. He fired upon his wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, through divorce proceedings. She was struck once. We do know that somebody who was sharing a meal with his ex-wife was also shot at and struck by gunfire. Mr. Snowling, the suspect, then started randomly shooting at patrons within Cook's Corner. That progressed to the outside area.
The woman his wife was dining with ran outside the bar, where she later died. Gunfire occurred and the suspect was shot by deputies and ultimately succumbed to his injuries. Barnes said after the shooting, deputies recovered 4 weapons Snowling had brought to the scene: 2 pistols, a revolver, and a shotgun.
John Snowling, 59, residing in Ohio, but with a residence here in Southern California, was the individual who shot and killed 3 people and injured 6 additional.
Officials said Snowling took up residence in Ohio and has a second residence in the Camarillo area. Barnes identified one of the victims who was killed as John Leahy, 67, of Irvine. 2 other deceased victims, 1 male and 1 female, have not been identified. A vigil is planned for the 3 victims who died. A community prayer gathering will take place tonight at the Worship Center, located at 1 Saddleback Parkway in Lake Forest at 7 p.m. The gathering will be live streamed on the church's website at saddleback.com. Christina Corona, NTD News, Orange County.
Mysterious bomb threat forces evacuations at a California mall. The suspect apprehended after he left a painted toilet at Americana at Brand. NTD's Stephanie Sakal reports.
The Americana Mall in Glendale doesn't seem to catch a break. From a car crashing into one of its stores, to flash mob robberies, to now a bomb threat terrorizing the community. Here's what we know so far from this recent event.
A painted toilet with an image of a skull on it, along with a note indicating it could be a bomb, has led to the evacuation of the California Mall on Thursday evening. Police have apprehended the individual believed to be responsible for the false bomb threat. The suspect is identified as 22-year-old Timothy Tarachela from Burbank. The incident took place at the Americana at Brand Mall in Glendale, located in Los Angeles County. Police and mall security evacuated the area after discovering the peculiar painted toilet and the accompanying note. Witness statements and security footage analysis have aided the police in identifying a suspect. To secure the scene and search for the suspect, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department bomb squad has been dispatched. Following through investigation and assessment, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department declared the scene safe and lifted the evacuation measures at 11:04 p.m.
Definitely a scene you don't see every day. Although motive remains unknown, it's still under investigation. Stephanie Sakal, NTD News, Los Angeles.
After-school Satan clubs created to coincide with Christian gatherings on school campuses. Christian leaders and a law firm discuss why there's controversy.
This is something that public schools are finding themselves addressing all across the nation. There's a lot of questions that people of faith have regarding this.
Christian leaders and a nonprofit law firm, Pacific Justice Institute, took it upon themselves to talk about the after-school Satan clubs, which attorney Brad Dacus says targets youth of Christian faith. According to the Satanic Temple website, the after-school Satan club does not believe in introducing religion into public schools and will open a club if other religious groups are operating on campus. The club has been known to open where the Christian Good News Club holds events.
The students who launched this club actually told our students there that they were launching this just to get back at the Christian.
If they really wanted to just promote open-mindedness, then they should call it the open-minded club, whatever, But the fact they call it the Satan Club is a slap in the face. It's an overt attack on its face of hate and demise towards Christians specifically.
In 2022, an after-school Satan club was established in Kern County, California. The school district previously said, as a public school, the new club had the right to be there.
To the extent that you have non-curricular clubs meeting at a school, a high school, during non-instructional hours, they have the federal right to be there. That is the fact of the matter. Presumably, as long as they're not engaging in illegal activity.
They don't believe in Satan. But why do they call them Satan clubs? Because the goal is to generate controversy that will shut down all after-school clubs.
To learn more about local clubs, speakers say some concerned parents may want to obtain a club roster or notes from meetings, but most clubs may not have those available. PGI said one action school boards can take is to give parents notifications of which clubs their child is a member of.
And let's reach out in love to these kids. At the same time, of course, as I've said over and over again, respecting the rights of others who may not respect your rights. Don't fall into that. Be tolerant and respectful of the rights of others who see things differently.
NTD reached out to the Satanic Temple for further comment. In San Jose, California, David Lamb, NTD News. Another school district will require schools to notify parents if their child wishes to identify as transgender. It joins a growing list of school boards voting to adopt such policies.
Temecula Valley School Board trustees voted 3-2 to approve a policy that requires schools to notify parents if their child identifies as transgender.
Mr. Schwartz, all in favor say aye.
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 All against say nay.
Nay.
Nay. Motion adopted 3-2.
The policy passed just after midnight during Tuesday's meeting and includes notifying parents in writing within 3 days if their child identifies as transgender, is involved in violence, or shares thoughts of self-harm. Notification will also be required if the child requests to use names, pronouns, athletic programs, bathrooms, or locker rooms that don't align with the student's biological sex or gender.
I also know that parents love their children and feel passionately about them. And with rare exception, parents will always love their children more and deeper than any other adult, including a trusted teacher.
Board President Joseph Komrosky, along with trustees Jennifer Wiersma and Danny Gonzalez, voted to approve the policy. Trustees Stephen Schwartz and Allison Barclay voted against it.
But there are parents out there who are not loving parents. I think we need to protect our children, and one of the things I would like to do to add to this amendment, to this proposal, is to give students a chance to opt out.
This is based on a similar policy recently enacted by 2 other districts, Chino Valley Unified and Murrieta Valley Unified.
Their own words do not make sense because the parents can pull the records of the child at any moment. The parents have a right to go into the classroom. A Title IX or discriminatory, claim, part of the first process in the law is to notify the guardian. So now we're going to change those laws as well to say we're not going to notify the guardian anymore if your child's being harassed or discriminated against?
The policy drew approximately 200 parents, teachers, students, and community members on both sides of the issue, who spoke passionately during the meeting's public comment session.
Parents and families have been uniquely positioned to help, comfort, and protect their own children. As well-intentioned as government bureaucrats might be, they can never substitute the role of parents in the moral formation of their own children.
By notifying a parent or guardian of a student's identity, it can sever any trust that either parent or child may have had for one another. Someone's coming out should be an act done in comfortability and love, not forced out of someone prematurely without consent.
And on August 23rd, California Attorney General Rob Bonta issued a statement denouncing Temecula Valley Unified, along with Chino Valley Unified and Murrieta Valley Unified, for enacting parent notification policies. His office added that they will be, quote, monitoring the situation. Meanwhile, Anderson Union High School District, located in Shasta County in Northern California, voted 4-1 to approve the same policy. And another Southern California district, Orange Unified, also introduced the policy for discussion during their August 17th meeting and will take a vote on September 7th.
With Temecula Valley and Anderson Union's recent votes, a total of 4 school districts have now adopted parent notification policies. We'll keep you updated on Orange Unified's decision when the board takes their vote next month. Now we'll take a short break, everyone, but here's what we have for you when we come right back. San Francisco police propose bait vehicles to tackle the city's growing car break-in problem. The state bill that would strengthen penalties for child sex traffickers is on hold again. Some lawmakers say the fiscal cost is too high. A San Jose resident lost her dog, but police helped her find a happy ending. Those stories and more coming up on California Today. Welcome back to California Today, everybody. I'm your host, David Lamb. San Francisco's rampant car break-in plagues the city for a long time. Now, officials are coming up with new tactics to catch the criminals in action.
San Francisco officials announced on Thursday new tactics to crack down on car break-ins. The police chief proposed setting up bait vehicles and increasing police patrols, especially in tourist areas.
We do intend to do more tourism deployment, bait cars. We will hold people accountable. We have our plainclothes units that are out there looking for crimes in progress, because we found out that that is the best way to catch people who are doing it, is to catch them in progress. Otherwise, these crimes are really, really difficult to solve.
Scott and District Attorney Brooke Jenkins made the announcement at the Palace of Fine Arts, a tourist icon notorious for car break-ins.
That is what is plaguing our city and bothering San Franciscans the most. They want to make sure that they are not set back by having valuable items taken out of their cars, having to pay for the windows to be repaired. We have many, many residents and visitors who can't even afford the hundreds of dollars that it takes to repair a window. And we have to ensure that those who are doing this get caught.
Just as the news conference was happening, nearby, a family visiting from Missouri had their car broken into. They told Fox News they parked for only 5 minutes, but lost all their backpacks, passports, electronics, and $1,000 worth of jewelry. The district attorney's office and police department say they will work together to catch those committing the crimes. There will be both uniformed and plainclothes officers at Alamo Square, Lombard Street, Fisherman's Wharf, among other tourist-heavy destinations.
A child sex trafficking bill now in limbo again. The widely supported bipartisan California bill would have strengthened penalties for traffickers. The committee overseeing the bill is concerned with its fiscal impacts, including incarceration costs, leaving supporters of the bill outraged.
Senate Bill 14, authored by Republican Senator Shannon Grove, sponsored and co-authored by 60 other lawmakers, would target those convicted of repeated sexual child trafficking. After an August 16th State Assembly Appropriations Committee hearing, the bill was placed on the suspense file by the 16-member committee awaiting further consideration. Supporters of the bill say that this move is an indirect way to kill the bill entirely. Republican Assemblywoman and Appropriations Committee member Kate Sanchez told the Epoch Times, quote, "As a proud co-author of SB 14 and the mother of a 10-year-old child, it is both terrifying and unacceptable that we are not able to vote on this straightforward bill. Currently, in the state of California, trafficking of a minor for sex is not considered a serious felony." Some Appropriations Committee members say they are concerned with fiscal impacts, including incarceration costs of up to $128,000 per inmate, according to the hearing's legislative analysis. Supporters of the bill suggest that no cost is too high to protect children. The committee will consider SB 14 again on September 1st, which is the last day for fiscal committees to meet and pass bills.
California property taxes could increase. State legislative Republicans and anti-tax activists denounce a proposed constitutional amendment that they argue would end Prop 13. The ballot measure limits the government's ability to raise property taxes, but this new proposal could change that.
Activists and legislative Republicans gathered at the Capitol steps on August 16th to rally against the proposed ACA 1, which would reduce the required voting threshold to approve and pass tax measures on the ballot. Currently, the law requires a 2/3 vote from the public in order for local governments to pass bonds or special taxes. ACA 1 would reduce that threshold to 55%.
What does ACA 1 do? Well, this is how it damages Proposition 13. It reduces the vote threshold for special taxes from the current 2/3 to only 55%. That's been a part of the state constitution since 1978. Make no mistake, ACA 1 is a tax increase. It's an engine to raise taxes over and over again. And quite frankly, it will be used to supplant and free up money that can be used for pensions and other ongoing programs.
John Kupel, president of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, argues that ACA 1 is a reckless time bomb that will lead to increased taxes, and his association has, quote, opposed all of the previous iterations of this bill. If the measure is approved, the changes would also include increased taxes for publicly funded affordable housing projects.
Pointed out, Californians pay some of the highest taxes in the nation. In addition to already paying some of the highest taxes in the nation, just this year alone, the Sacramento Democrats have proposed $200 billion in new taxes. Just this year, $200 billion in new taxes. ACA 1 aims to make the burden of taxes in California even higher. This measure wrongly chips away at the critical taxpayer protections by making it easier for greedy special interests and politicians to raise taxes at the local level.
But many groups have also endorsed the proposal, including the California Professional Firefighters Association, California Labor Federation, and the California State Association of Counties. According to a public statement, the California Special Districts Association argues, quote, ACA 1 will level the playing field and create parity between school districts and cities, counties, and special districts so that all local governments have a viable financing tool to address community needs. The bill currently has 35 Democratic co-sponsors. If passed in the legislature, the bill goes to voters on the 2024 ballot.
San Jose police helped a resident find a new forever friend. The department shared this heartwarming story on X, also formerly known as Twitter.
After losing her elderly dog in a crime, the San Jose Police Department stepped up to help support this resident in finding a new furry friend. Officers partnered with the San Jose Animal Care and Services to waive adoption fees for the resident's new companion. And officers personally gifted her with a doggy gift basket. The Animal Services also thanked the police for their support and partnership in helping the community.
Now let's check in with NTD's Carlos Reyes for our sports roundup.
This is your California Sports Roundup, and I'm Carlos Reyes. A gleaming bronze statue honoring the late Los Angeles Lakers great Kobe Bryant will be unveiled outside the team's arena next year, the NBA club announced on Thursday with his widowed wife Vanessa. The statue of the five-time NBA champion, who unfortunately died aged 41 in a January 2020 helicopter crash that also took the life of his daughter Gianna and 7 others, will be unveiled on February 8th ahead of the Lakers' home game versus the Denver Nuggets. Kobe's wife, Vanessa Bryant, shared a heartfelt message on the Lakers' social media.
As you know, Kobe played his entire 20-year NBA career as a Los Angeles Laker. Since arriving in the city and joining the Lakers organization, he felt at home here, playing in the City of Angels. On behalf of the Lakers, my daughters, and me, I'm so honored that right in the center of Los Angeles, in front of the place known as the house that Kobe built, we are going to unveil his statue so that his legacy can be celebrated forever.
The Lakers have shared that Bryant participated in the initial planning of the anticipated statue that will be the first in a series of physical tributes to honor his legacy. Bryant will be the 7th Laker to be commemorated with a statue, joining the likes of Elgin Baylor, Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Irvin Magic Johnson, Jerry West, and Chick Hearn. During his immaculate Hall of Fame career, Bryant was an 18-time All-Star who led the NBA in scoring in 4 seasons and still also made the league's all-defensive first team 9 times, making him one of the best two-way players in NBA history. There is no better place for Kobe to be honored with a statue than here, at the center of our city, where everyone could celebrate him and be inspired by his incredible achievements, said Lakers owner Jeannie Buss. That is it for today's sports. Thank you for watching. I'm Carlos Reyes.
Thanks, Carlos. All right, everyone, that's all we've got for you tonight. We'd like for you to join us again on California Today every weekday at 8 p.m. Make sure to check out our broadcast at ntd.com/California-Today. You'll find all of our top latest clips there, ready to share with friends and family. Send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Ganjing World, or through our email, california.today@ntd.com. And if you'd like to share a news tip or let us know how we're doing, we'd love to hear from you. I'm David Lamb. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.